When you watch Sandra Okeke move, the steadiness of her breath, the precision in every rep, the tiny wince at the last push of a set, you don't just see a body in motion. You see a story of daily choices, of a promise kept to herself, and of a fire that never quite goes out. This is the discipline that transforms ordinary mornings into extraordinary months, and ordinary people into their own biggest champions. Tonight, I want to take you inside that fire. I want to show you what real female fitness determination looks like, and why Sandra's message matters for every woman who has ever doubted her strength.
A lot of people think that when someone has really well-defined big glutes, then they bought them. They got them done. It's a BBL. It's not real. And the internet is full of a lot of quick fixes, a lot of surgical enhancements, a lot of before and afters. And the truth is, you can absolutely build big defined glutes from going to the gym and just working hard, lifting right, eating right. And I know because I built mine from scratch. No surgery, no shortcuts, just years of consistent training, proper eating, and just a lot of trial and error.
Sandra Okeke didn't wake up famous or perfectly sculpted. She began like most of us, curious, inconsistent, and sometimes afraid. What separated her was a decision repeated every day, to show up. Whether in a cramped home gym, under fluorescent commercial gym lights, or filming a follow-along workout for the world, Sandra showed up. She made a commitment to progress over perfection, to do the uncomfortable work in private so the public could see only the results. That consistency, more than any single workout or product, is her real secret. If you're going to follow her, understand what that showing up looks like in practice. Sandra's programming is straightforward but ruthless against excuses. She uses structured splits, upper body, lower body, glute hamstring emphasis, core sessions, and balances heavy resistance with tempo work, high-rep finisher sets, and carefully chosen isolation movements. When the camera catches her in a glutes and hamstrings session, you're seeing more than glute bridges and Romanian deadlifts. You're seeing progressive overload, purposeful volume, and technique perfected over countless sessions. The format is simple. Set a clear workout goal, pick 3 to 5 fundamental lifts, add 2 to 3 high-intensity finishers, and respect the recovery. That structure gets results because it removes guesswork and forces the work. Look closely at her movement patterns, and you'll notice a few recurring truths. She prioritizes compound lifts, movements that challenge multiple joints and muscle groups, because those lifts build functional strength and hormonal responses that change body composition. She layers in unilateral exercises, single-leg Romanian deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, to fix imbalances and to make each leg carry its own load. Then she finishes with targeted isolation, cable kickbacks, hip thrusts, high-rep glute bridges, to really build shape and density where it matters. Every exercise serves a purpose, strength, symmetry, or refinement. Nothing is random. But technique is only half the story. Sandra is vocal about the invisible part of the process, nutrition, sleep, and mental hygiene. She shares what I eat in a day style content, explaining not gimmicks but discipline. Solid protein, intentional carbs, vegetables, hydration, and consistent meal timing when needed for goals. She calls out fitness myths, quick fixes, waist trainers, or miracle supplements, and repeatedly emphasizes one truth: there is no shortcut. Real change requires consistent caloric and training strategies applied over months and years. If a clip in the video shows her prepping meals or talking through supplements, that's not filler. It's the quiet infrastructure of every public PR set and every unglamorous early morning. Motivation is helpful, but motivation is fleeting. What Sandra models is discipline, the difference between I want to and I will. She teaches that systems beat inspiration. Make your environment support your goals. Plan workouts like appointments. Put your kit by the door. Block do not disturb time for training. And pre-plan meals so decisions aren't made at 9 p.m. when willpower is low. When you watch her A Day in My Life content, what you see is a chain of tiny disciplined choices. The alarm, the breakfast, the gym drive, the programmed warm-up, the set, the cold shower after. Each detail compounds. Here's the part that matters for anyone watching. The workouts you'll see are designed to teach you how to push past the self-imposed glass ceilings. She'll show you how to switch from easy progressions to challenging variations, how to increase weight or reps without sacrificing form, and how to add intensity safely. That mic'd-up leg workout clip in her channel isn't just entertainment. It's a masterclass in controlled aggression, choosing heavier loads responsibly, counting reps like currency, and dialing tempo to create tension where it's needed. When she tells you to slow the eccentric, the lowering phase, or squeeze at the top, she's not being theatrical. She's controlling time under tension, which is a key driver of hypertrophy and strength. Let's pause and talk about the mental voice. Sandra doesn't sugarcoat the grind. Falling off doesn't mean you failed, she says in short, piercing posts that cut across platform noise. You'll notice she reframes failure as feedback and inconsistency as a moment, not an identity. The fitness journey is littered with setbacks: travel, work, health, relationships. What separates a temporary stumble from permanent retreat is narrative. If you tell yourself you're a person who can recover, you will. That is the power of the language she uses: short, direct, non-pitying, and actionable. Use that language for yourself. Replace "I'll never" with "I'll start again tomorrow." That small linguistic shift alone changes outcomes. From a practical standpoint, mimic the routines that are plausible for your life. If you work long shifts, prioritize full-body training 2 to 3 times per week with metabolic finishers. If you have a flexible schedule, use a split to hit muscles more often. Sandra's content gives you both: quick, effective follow-along home workouts for busy days, and methodical, heavier sessions for when you can commit longer. The point is not to copy every single workout, it's to adopt the principles: progressive overload, frequency, and recovery. That's the formula that turns intention into habit. Now let's talk about results, the honest kind you can replicate. Sandra's progress didn't happen from brand partnerships or staged photo shoots alone. It came from applying consistent progressive overload, balancing intensity and recovery, and respecting nutrition. When she releases a program or a fastest way to grow your glutes tutorial, it's because she has condensed years of trial, error, and refinement into practical cues and exercises that work. These programs aren't magic, they are roadmaps. If you follow a roadmap with discipline and patience, the results will follow. Everything you will see on screen, the heavy hip thrust, the disciplined calorie prep, the clipped Instagram encouragement, is also the fuel for a bigger mission. Sandra is an entrepreneur. She turned her craft into a brand called SoFit and scaled coaching, online programs, and partnerships. That business mindset is instructive. Treat your fitness like a business by tracking metrics, testing what works, and iterating. Coaches, programs, sponsors. They are outcomes of excellent fundamentals, not substitutes. If your goal is transformation, manage it like a venture. Invest time, track KPIs, weight on the bar, energy, sleep quality, and reinvest returns, rest, deload weeks for long-term growth. One of the most inspiring patterns you'll notice in Sandra's content is how she normalizes women getting strong without apologizing for it. She actively dismantles the stereotype that lifting heavy makes women too masculine. Instead, she reframes strength as empowerment, a practical skill for life, not a pursuit of vanity. She pushes against cultural noise and shows that strength training builds confidence, metabolic health, posture, and resilience. If you're following along, lean into the scale of your goals. Strength is not an endpoint. It's a gateway to living larger, freer, and with more agency. Let the visuals guide your intention. When you show her executing a controlled heavy set, overlay commentary about incremental targets. Add 2.5 to 5 pounds next week. Add 1 rep. Extend the eccentric by 2 seconds. When you show her finishing core circuits, talk about the long game. Consistency for 6 to 12 weeks yields measurable changes. Sporadic sprints yield fleeting photos. And when you show her coaching or talking to the camera, let those quotes land. Sound bites like "discipline beats inspiration" and "there's no magic" are short mantras your viewers can repeat in their heads the next time a workout feels too hard. To every woman watching who worries she's too late or not built for this, start where you are. Sandra often shows beginner regressions alongside advanced variations. That's not for show, it's necessary. A reverse lunge performed with control is more valuable than a rushed pistol squat with poor depth. Strength is built on consistent, correct practice. Start with what you can do well and scale it. Mastery is a series of progressively harder practices built on a foundation of repeatable excellence. We cannot ignore the role of community in this journey. Sandra has built one, a following that supports, corrects, and celebrates. If you're training alone, find your training companions, online or offline. Accountability improves adherence dramatically. Share your weekly goals with a friend. Post a progress photo or sign up for a structured program that forces you to report progress. The journey is easier and faster when you're not carrying it in isolation. The clips of her engagement, coaching calls, questions and answers, and community workouts show that transformation is often social. There will be setbacks. You will get sick. You will travel. You will miss the macro plan. Sandra's content is useful here because she doesn't perform perfection. She demonstrates repair. She returns to baseline behavior, not because she must, but because it's who she is. If your identity shifts from "I used to work out" to "I am a person who trains," the reshaping is profound. Frames of identity, "I am someone who shows up," are a powerful engine behind the muscle. Use them, repeat them, live them. Finally, let me leave you with the 3 rules she lives by and that you can steal for your own life. 1. Show up consistently, even when small. 2. Prioritize technique and progressive overload over flashy shortcuts. 3. Treat fitness as a lifelong practice. Be curious, be patient, and never stop learning. Those rules are not glamorous, but they are durable. They carry you through plateaus, through life's chaos, and into the best version of your future self. So when the video rolls and you see Sandra Okeke complete yet another heavy set, think about the quiet decisions behind it. The meal prepped at dawn, the extra rep forced through 3 minutes of shaking legs, the choice to post honesty over highlight reels. Let that be the moment you commit to your next step. Not tomorrow, not next Monday. Now. Build a small plan. 1 extra push-up, 1 extra minute of cardio, 1 more day of healthy meals this week. Compound that for 12 weeks and you will not recognize your progress. You'll be someone who doesn't wait for motivation. You'll be someone who creates it. And remember, this isn't just about aesthetics or numbers on a scale. It's about reclaiming your time, your body, and your narrative. It's about walking into any room with the confidence that your habits built. Sandra shows us that strength is not an accident. It's intentional, incremental, and available to anyone willing to commit. So press play, follow the form, breathe through the hard sets, and let the work become your message. The world needs more women who are strong in body and unbreakable in spirit. Be one of them.
bye.